Hi everybody, my name is Sharon Chan, Head of JLABS at Shanghai at J&J Innovation. It is my pleasure to be here today to close out the Asia Healthcare Innovation Summit, which has been a great showcase of the amazing innovation ecosystem that we have right here in Asia. So today I want to talk about the work we're doing supporting startups and nurturing the ecosystem for the benefit of patients and people around the world, with a particular focus on how collaboration is accelerating the discovery, development, and delivery of breakthrough solutions. So what is Johnson & Johnson? What do you guys think of when you hear Johnson & Johnson? You probably think of shampoo. Of course, that would be the other thing, the Band-Aid. And maybe these days, our vaccine. As one of the largest and most diversified healthcare companies in the world, the Johnson & Johnson family of companies has been working for more than 130 years to create value through innovation for patients, our customers, our employees, and our shareholders. We operate across 3 business segments: consumer health, medical device, and pharmaceuticals, in more than 175 countries, leveraging more than 250 operating companies, and we have more than 130,000 employees worldwide. To continue serving the needs of our customers, we have a relentless focus on innovation, and not just incremental innovation, but transformational innovation, because the medical challenges we face are more complex than ever. The threshold for innovation is continuing to rise, which has an impact on the growing cost of research and development. The global economic climate poses challenges, and we face higher regulatory hurdles and demands from payers. Much of you in this forum are likely familiar with the phenomenon depicted here. If you start with the level of innovation too low, by the time your solution reaches the market, it doesn't necessarily meet market expectations, which continue to advance over time. Whereas if you start at a very high level of innovation, which can be more risky, all the time effort you put in will reap a truly differentiated product with high impact and high value. This is where we want to be, at the speed line shown in blue. At Johnson & Johnson, we see startups, entrepreneurs, the academics, and the innovators create breakthrough solutions every day. Many of you here today fall within this category. There's an ability, even an eagerness to take risks, to push barriers, to find transformational solutions. And this is a drive that is familiar to me, having worked for a small, previously unheard of Japanese biotech startup in London as my first job out of university. Looking back to my time there, we were always focused on getting stuff done. If anything was broken, it was everyone's and anyone's job to fix it. Change was normal. It wasn't a big deal. We naturally adapted, pivoted, and moved on from one strategy to another. And we learned what it means to be agile, to be nimble, resilient, because this is what's needed to survive. These are the unique attributes needed to drive innovation in startups, and also a great complement to the work we do at the Johnson & Johnson family of companies. But we know that no single company has a monopoly on innovation, and no single company can do it alone. Industry needs innovation, small nimble teams, and cost savings, whereas entrepreneurs need infrastructure, capital, and expertise in science and commercialization. Ultimately, we need each other. And this understanding is something that led me to my role with Johnson & Johnson Innovation, supporting the innovators on the ground. After working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for 5 years in Beijing, working a presence and building a presence in China for their work in tuberculosis vaccines, I came to realize something tremendously important that hadn't dawned on me before. Despite working with governments, academia, patients, clinicians, other not-for-profits, and even high net worth individuals, I realized that if we at the Gates Foundation ever wanted to get out a product like a vaccine against tuberculosis to a patient, and really wanted to save lives and make good medicines more accessible and affordable to the world, we would need a partner like Johnson & Johnson. No matter how much money you throw at the problem, without an industry or commercialization partner, no one, not even Bill Gates by himself, can do this alone. And that's how I found myself working back at Big Pharma, and why Johnson & Johnson Innovation is so special, because we see the unique needs of both sides of the partnering equation. This quote from our Chief Scientific Officer, Paul Stoffels, Vice Chair of the Executive Committee and Chief Scientific Officer, summarizes our core philosophy for engaging the world's innovation ecosystems. Innovation at Johnson & Johnson is about creating strong networks of people who can combine resources, ideas, and technologies in a new way. Innovation is occurring all over the world, but how do we harness it to bring solutions to patients? How do we work with the entrepreneurs and academics and enable them to take their products and technologies from concept to commercialization? Well, Johnson & Johnson Innovation was founded to provide a solution for this. We provide a comprehensive global solution to support innovation through the 4 pillars you see here. Our JLABS incubation facilities provide early-stage innovators with state-of-the-art infrastructure and access to Johnson & Johnson's commercialization expertise. JLABS at Shanghai, run by myself and our team, is the largest JLABS incubator and first within Asia Pacific, opened in June 2019. Our innovation centers accelerate innovation through creating collaborations and innovators around the world, from inception to early stages of development, with a one-stop access to all the Johnson & Johnson's internal expertise from R&D to commercialization. We've facilitated more than 480 deals in the past 6 years globally, with more than $1 billion deployed since 2013. JJDC is Johnson & Johnson's strategic venture capital arm and a long-term investment partner to healthcare entrepreneurs with more than 46 years healthcare investing history. And our Janssen business development arm supports a long and valuable relationship through licensing, M&A, and alliance management. With such strong and versatile functions, we are confident to collaborate with various external partners through flexible deal structures depending on the partner's needs. At Johnson & Johnson Innovation, we believe that a great idea can come from anywhere. So instead of asking our stakeholders to come to us in a central location that's convenient for us, we embed ourselves in hotspots of innovation, and then leveraging our many resources, including our JLABS incubators, innovation centers, JJDC, and Janssen Business Development, we identify the right partnerships and the right deal structures to allow innovators to do what they do best, whilst working with us to improve the lives of people and patients. It's like personalized medicine, but for innovation and collaboration. And as you can see, Johnson & Johnson Innovation spans the globe and has a presence in major life science hotspots, including 13 JLABS facilities and 4 innovation centers. So what are we interested in? We're looking for transformational ideas that align with priorities in our pharmaceutical, consumer health, and medical devices businesses, as well as innovations that converge across these sectors. In each category, we focus on specific areas of interest that have the greatest potential to improve the lives of patients and consumers, as well as contribute to our business. In pharma, we're focused on immunology, neuroscience, oncology, cardiovascular and metabolism, infectious diseases and vaccines, and more recently, pulmonary hypertension. In medical devices, cardiovascular, osteoarthritis, digital and robotic surgery, surgical oncology, neurovascular, obesity, osteoporosis, and 3D printing. And in consumer health, technologies related to self-care and skin health. For our vision care business, glaucoma, contact lenses, vision surgery, and dry eye. And cross-sector, health tech, lung cancer, and disease interception and prevention through our World Without Disease Accelerator platform. In Asia Pacific, we have built strong foundations for strategic collaboration and are delighted by the many partnerships we have established to nurture the local life science ecosystem. Here is a snapshot of our many collaborations with publicly announced strategic partners in Asia Pacific over the past few years. A number of the companies you see here are from JLABS at Shanghai resident company portfolios list, which actually leads me on nicely to dive a little deeper in my role as head of JLABS at Shanghai and the role of our life science incubators in supporting the innovators working on the ground. Through our Johnson & Johnson Innovation JLABS incubators, we're all about providing small companies with big company benefits by giving startups access to the same resources they would get working for a large company. Dry and wet labs, for instance, an operations team that will take care of day-to-day administrative tasks. We also connect our in-house experts with the entrepreneurs, leveraging J&J's talented workforce for a mentoring program that we call JPALS, so that entrepreneurs from day one are really thinking about how to make their idea into a real product that can meet the needs of people and patients. We also provide small companies access to investors by asking VCs to come in and do open hours or connect virtually, and of course we provide them with programming and our communication platforms. By programming, we mean bringing them events custom made for their needs. For example, if a startup wants to learn about blockchain, we'll bring in the experts to teach them. If they want to know how to code, we'll bring in the coders to teach. And if they want to know how health tech medical devices are regulated, we'll bring in FDA experts to share best practices. But we're providing more than just the combination of shared and private lab and office spaces, equipment, value-added solutions, operational support, education and business services. We provide access to an ecosystem that could help transform ideas from concept to reality. Johnson & Johnson has 13 JLABS facilities globally across Asia, North America and Europe, hosting a total of 732 companies to date, including 341 in its current portfolio and alumni. These include 494 companies working in pharmaceuticals, 145 in medical devices, and 93 in consumer. And to date, these companies have been highly successful, with 39 publicly traded, 28 acquisitions, and 81% still in business or acquired. We're so proud to have 193 JLABS companies, or 1 in 4 JLABS companies globally, engaged in at least one deal with J&J. And at JLABS, we've succeeded in securing over $47.4 billion collectively through financing and strategic relationships with Johnson & Johnson and other leading healthcare companies and venture capital firms. At JLABS at Shanghai, the largest in our global network and first within Asia Pacific, we are so proud to have supported a total of 55 resident companies to date, 9 of which joined so far this year alone. Of our 55 resident companies, 49% are mainland Chinese companies and 51% are international, including 4 from Hong Kong, while 37% are serial entrepreneurs. Today, 43 JLABS at Shanghai companies have engaged in deals, securing a total of $2.1 billion through financing and strategic relationships. Our companies have secured over 50 deals, including 1 IPO. 11 companies have engaged in at least one collaboration with J&J to date. We're very proud to support a number of startups based out of Hong Kong, SAR, innovating across pharma, med devices and consumer. In Farm, working locally out of the Hong Kong Science Park, In Silico Medicine has a mission to accelerate drug discovery and development by continuously inventing and deploying new artificial intelligence technologies. Their drug discovery engine utilizes millions of data samples and multiple data types to discover signatures of disease and identify the most promising targets. The company recently announced that they have achieved an industry first in nominating a preclinical candidate for idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis with both novel drug target and novel molecule discovered by AI. Towards the end of 2020, Johnson & Johnson Innovation facilitated a multi-target drug discovery collaboration between Janssen Pharmaceutical NV, one of the Janssen pharmaceutical companies of Johnson & Johnson, and In Silico Medicine, to discover and design small molecule hits with the defined properties for several targets nominated by Janssen. In medical devices in Hong Kong, Lifespans has a mission to create the safety and most effective orthopedic implant technologies that improve the quality of life for elderly patients worldwide. The company's proprietary Lifespans bone simulator is used to design the implants alongside two complementary technologies, Lifespans soft tip and Lifespans soft thread, which improves the resistance to implant migration under both the axial and lateral loading conditions, reducing the risk of fixation failures and providing superior treatment for elderly patients. And in consumer in Hong Kong, Acaderma is on a mission to provide clean skincare products to consumers through its 9-3 Clean standard, with a focus on clean innovation, clean sourcing, clean ingredients, clean production, and clean verification. You can learn more about our JLABS resident companies at our JLABS Navigator site here, where you have the entire JLABS portfolio at your fingertips. One can search by site, region and keyword and find information about any of our 700 plus startups, residents and alumni. At Johnson & Johnson, we also recognize that a strong culture of diversity and inclusion is crucial to successfully finding solutions for the world's greatest healthcare problems. Today, over 30% of our JLABS resident companies that we incubate are female-led, 10 percentage points higher than global numbers of female-led startups, which stands at 20%, and 30% are minority-led. I'm personally committed to improving these numbers even more by seeking to remove gender or ethnic biases wherever they are. And we are increasingly looking to ensure that the companies we partner with and incubate have diversity in their boards and leadership teams, because we know that it is the right thing and something that will ultimately result in more and better innovation in the long run. In short, our JLABS incubators, as part of our Johnson & Johnson Innovation Toolkit, allow companies to get started fast without significant funding. We're here to help startups make connections and be partner ready. And we want to help them make go, no-go decisions faster. And ultimately, our goal is to give startups and investors a successful bottom line. The bottom line is that health unites us all, and innovation in healthcare is what gives us the promise of a healthier tomorrow for ourselves, our family, friends, colleagues, neighbors. But no entity can do this alone. Tackling the healthcare challenges of tomorrow requires networks of ideas, resources, and expertise that come together in powerful life science ecosystems with the ability to drive innovation. Because the need for healthcare innovations are growing every day, especially as the world population increases, humanity becomes older, and the burden of disease increases. On the other hand, multidisciplinary scientific and technological innovation is expanding the frontier of what is possible with human health. At the Johnson & Johnson family of companies, we envision a world without disease and are actively pursuing exciting new areas of science. Advances in artificial intelligence, data science, regenerative medicine, gene therapy, microbiome science and robotics are among the many exciting areas that are combining to create new solutions to health challenges. And we're proud to see Asia Pacific play a leading role in developing these areas of science. At Johnson & Johnson, we see Asia Pacific as a rapidly evolving and vibrant ecosystem that is increasingly generating life science innovation that is transforming people's lives. And we're not the only ones. The Bloomberg Innovation Index rankings Korea and Singapore as the world's leaders in innovation. And we are seeing significant innovation also coming from mainland China, Japan, Australia, Taiwan, and of course Hong Kong SAR. The burden of disease is a big driver of healthcare innovation here. We know, for example, that 3/4 of the world's chronic HBV patients are in Asia. Roughly half of the cancer cases and more than half of cancer deaths are in the region. And more than 60% of the world's diabetic patients live in Asia. Much of this burden is in China. And with more than 60% of the world's population, it's no surprise that there is a growing demand for quality health. China is an excellent example of healthcare trends across much of Asia. Here you have rapid urbanization, a rapidly growing middle class, and rapidly aging society. And you have millions of people expected to suffer from chronic diseases and cancer, with a particular large burden of disease in diabetes, hepatitis, mental health, and cancer. And Chinese are increasingly demanding quality healthcare and have incomes that allow them to afford it. The statistics here are for 2030, and this is exactly what is driving much of the innovation that is happening in Asia Pacific today. These trends will transform healthcare as we know it today, and it's what makes this exciting times for the innovation ecosystem. Opportunity is everywhere, and especially here in Asia. And at Johnson & Johnson Innovation, we're here to help innovators meet those needs. So after hearing this presentation, if you're interested in incubation, collaboration, or investment opportunities with Johnson & Johnson Innovation, and working across any of our areas of interest, please visit the website listed on this slide or get in touch with our team through the details here so we can learn more about your company or technology. Thanks everyone for listening, and a big thanks also to Johnson & Johnson and the organizers here today for this opportunity to share my perspectives on Asia Pacific's innovation ecosystem and the role of J&J in accelerating potential, transformational, innovative solutions and products. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you with any questions you may have. Thank you.